Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome into the Vital Axiom. We're getting underway here down in the southwest tip of Virginia here in the United States of America. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Guys, welcome into the Vital Axiom on Monday. It's day one. We're talking about troopers this week. It's sort of in line with the last 2 weeks. We talked about knuckleheads and punch drunk. Oh, my music's not looping, and that's my fault. So let me get over to that and fix that. So here we go. We're going to start at 11:30. People are getting logged in. Oh, yeah. We're about to do this, guys. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the Vital Axiom Network. So we broadcast this program daily at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from the southwest tip of Virginia, the United States of America. We call it the Vital Axiom. And everybody wants to know what that means. Well, here's how it goes. The word vital means crucial. The word axiom means truth. In this case, we call it crucially important. Eternal truth. That's because we use the Word of God as a foundation for our conversation. We're going to do it again today. Are you ready? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, here it comes. The Vital Axiom coming at you hard. Okay. I love these jams. Some guy in Russia really does a good job. I buy them off of, or we pay. I give them a donation for using them. How you guys doing? Welcome into the Vital Axiom. It is Monday. I'm headed for some water over here. How you doing? How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? We had a good weekend at church, I think. And, you know, the preacher's kind of ho-hum, but other than that, it was good. How are you doing? Let's do our morning shout-outs. Here's how these rules work on shout-outs. If you log into one of our locations, I'm opening the wrong program here, which is not going to help me any. If you log into one of our locations and say anything, we'll recognize you. And if you don't, that's cool, because a lot of people don't say anything, which means I think they want to be left alone. And people are starting to get logged in. It's been a busy day here. We've been doing food distribution. Then they made us stop for like 40 minutes, and everybody's in, hundreds of cars. And it was crazy today, y'all. I think it's because of the SNAP stuff going on, but people galore needing food, and we gave out a bunch of stuff. We had frozen chicken and sausage, grapes, a lot of nice stuff to give away today. Thankful to the people that make that possible. And let's see who's in here and what's going on. Let's get this. We're going to talk about troopers this week, and it's a message the Lord gave me that kind of goes along with the last couple weeks. But first, good morning to Lisa Hampton. Good morning, Lisa, over there in Kentucky. Good to see you on. Jim and Joyce are in. Good morning, kids. Miss Lisa says, celebrated my dad's 94th birthday. Are you joking? Wow. I'm not even sure I want to be 94. It's pretty tough, isn't it? I mean, being 94, wow. Up on Zion Family Ministries, Miss Heather's in there. Good morning, Pastor. Good morning, Miss Heather. How you doing? How's Timbo doing? How's he getting along? Over on my personal Facebook page, there's a couple folks in, but they're not saying anything, which is that's cool. You don't have to say anything. Over on YouTube, Miss Cassie's there. Good morning, Miss Cassie. Miss Deborah's over on Instagram, and people will continue to log in as we get going forward. And I want to do this song. This song here is meant to be fast. You know, it's a song by Phil Wickham, and it's fast, but I like to slow it down. I like the way it feels. Because, I don't know, it's just talks about the amazing grace of God and how good His grace is. So I kind of like to make it a little bit more worshipful, slow it down a little bit. Won't you sing it with me? A son or a daughter, the King of glory, the King above all kings. Who rules the nations? King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb slain. Worthy is the King conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King conquered my grave. Worthy is the Lamb slain. Worthy, worthy are you, Lord. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. Yeah. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. It's amazing grace. It's unfailing love. You would take my place, God. You would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Oh man, it's amazing when we think about what God has done. It's amazing. It's overwhelming. How's everybody doing today? Welcome into the Vital Axiom on Monday. First day of the week here as we get our broadcast going. Anybody else get in? I see Ken got in. Pastor Ken from Roanoke, Alabama. His grace is still amazing. Isn't it true, bro? It's so true. Rose got in. Toby got in. And let's see, anybody else jump in while we were singing? I hate to miss folks. And people get in kind of, it takes a minute sometimes. This internet stuff is still not perfected. Some people are not saying anything. Miss Cheryl got it. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you doing? And anybody else watching? There's Miss Betty from down in morning prayers. My procedure is Wednesday at Duke University. So Betty Collins Stewart, Miss Betty Stewart needs our prayers. Could you guys please put her on your prayer list? And she's having a procedure on, what was that again? On Wednesday, right? On Wednesday at Duke. She needs your prayers. Anybody else? I don't see any more comments. I think that's everybody. Good to have you on the show today. And I was looking, like over just on Zion Family Ministries last week, several days we got over 300 views just on the one location. We broadcast in 7 locations right now. We did have 8, and one of them is just not working. So let's get into our conversation this week on troopers. Now, I know you think, you're talking about police? No. The word troopers originally came from the military. Originally, it was guys that were in the cavalry that rode horses, and a lot of times they went out ahead of the rest of the soldiers to check things out. And then paratroopers became the guys that they would even jump behind the enemy lines. It's crazy. But that's not what we're going with this. We're going to talk. And let's back up a little bit. First of all, last week we talked about knuckleheads. So let's talk about what that is. Knuckleheads are people, here's what I wrote down. A week before that was punch drunk. Knuckleheads are people, let's go to punch drunk first. I'm sorry, I'm getting all out of order here. So 2 weeks ago we talked about punch drunk. We talked about people overwhelmed with life. It's a boxing term. So overcome, they feel dazed. Paul said, don't be weary in well-doing. That's that thing. And then last week, we talked about knuckleheads, which are people who resist obedience. People who will do nearly anything to avoid submitting to the will and the calling of God. And I'm talking about Christian people, too. I'm not talking about people that are lost. I'm talking about knuckleheaded people like Jonah. We use him as our example. So this week, we talk about troopers. What does it mean? Well, here's here's one of the modern definitions. Trooper is someone who keeps going bravely or patiently despite hardship. They are loyal, dependable, and tough. So this week I really want to focus on us not being knuckleheads, and even if we've been punch drunk, asking God to help us be troopers. And I want you to really think about what that means. Someone who keeps going bravely. Have you ever thought about, I know you have, of course, but have you ever really kind of, this week, past week, trying to take it in, the amount of incredible people, stories in the Bible. And the people that did things that seem beyond human. And, of course, they were because of the power of the Holy Spirit. And I don't think that we are any different than those people. I mean, times seem different and feel different, but God does incredible miracles and works. And some of the things they needed are not necessities for us, but if we got in the same situation, God might do the exact same miracles for us. Someone who keeps going bravely or patiently despite hardship. Despite hardship. And they are loyal, dependable, and tough. Are you that person? Are you a trooper? Are you a person who keeps going bravely, patiently, even when you have hardship and difficulty? Somebody said, like a hair in a biscuit. Loyal and dependable and tough. And we're going to ask that question this week. We're going to ask that question and talk about what does it look like to be a trooper, and what does it mean in our life individually. We said that the Bible could be the story of knuckleheads, or the history of knuckleheads. It could also be the history of incredible troopers. There are so many incredible stories in the Bible, incredible people that pushed through and accomplished awesome things in spite of terrible circumstances. Let's look at a few examples. Moses is one. Here's a guy that got thrown in the river in a basket because they were killing babies, and was picked up by Pharaoh's daughter and raised in Pharaoh's house, which is crazy, isn't it? And they knew he was a Jewish boy. They knew that. And in the end, he goes against Pharaoh. It's crazy. Raised up in his house and becomes the defeater of this great Pharaoh. First of all, Moses was a trooper because he said yes to God. Remember him out there in the burning bush, and he argued with God about going there and deliver his people. I stutter, all these things he said. He had all the same reasonings and justifications we have. He stood up against Pharaoh, which is one of the strongest men in the Bible. He on the wickedness side, he was probably the strongest man on earth at that time. Actually, the people were forced to worship him as a god. He was God. Pharaoh was God to them. And he led the people out of bondage. You read all these stories where him and Aaron go in there over and over. All these plagues happened. And they could have been killed every time they walked in Pharaoh's courts, and they weren't. And that's probably because he was raised in his house. I don't know why Pharaoh didn't kill him, other than it was the grace of God. But a powerful story. What a trooper Moses was. I mean, you read the story, it's crazy. And then Joshua, after Moses finally got the people out of Egypt, then they were all knuckleheads. We could have preached about them in the wilderness and how they, he goes up to the mountain to talk to God, and they just fall right into nasty, filthy, vile, sinful ways, and the Lord has to judge them. So Joshua, after 40 years of wandering in the desert, Joshua takes over. Moses dies. God buries him up in the mountain. And some of the things about Joshua, we know originally when they went in to spy the land, he ignored the giants. He said, we are really full well able to take it in spite of the giants, the Nephilim. We can do it. And then after Moses died, after those 40 years, he renewed the vision. He's probably a 60, 70-year-old man by now. And he renewed the vision about taking the promised land. He didn't give up on it. And he took it. Remember the story of Jericho? It's one of the great, not only one, but one of the great stories that the children of Israel went in and took Jericho, a walled city that they challenged. Then there was Gideon in the Bible. Remember Gideon? He was a trooper. Gideon was they were under occupation as Israelites often were. Under occupation, he's in the wine. He's hiding really in the wine press. I don't know if he's really pressing grapes. I made a joke about it yesterday. Purple-legged, Lucille Ball kind of story. When the angel came and called him a mighty man of valor, and he's like, what? And he took the challenge to deliver God's people. And he was nobody, didn't have a name, nobody knew who he was. And first thing he did was really powerful, and that was with his own nation. He took down the high places, their wickedness and their worship of false gods. He went out and tore all these places down. Because you can't address, listen, this is a real good point. You can't address your enemy until you address your own sin, your own idolatry and witchcraft. And then he defeated the Midianites. He had 32,000 members in his army, and God whittled it down to 600, and they defeated the whole army of the Midians. And then there's David. David was he was a trooper, right? I mean, he's a crazy trooper. He was faithful to his dad. He kept the sheep. He when he was sent, brought lunch to his brothers that were facing the Philistines, which is funny, is Gaza. It's Palestine. Same people. Goliath comes out and starts cursing God and saying all these horrific things, and David is offended. What are you guys doing? You're not doing anything about this? Who's going to let him go on? So he took him on, little 12-year-old boy apparently, threw one rock into his head with his slingshot. And I said yesterday, his sword was so big, David could barely pick it up. And then he became the king of Israel. And one of the greatest things he ever did, beyond Goliath, really, even greater, was brought the Ark of the Covenant back that had been taken. And brought which represent the presence of God coming back into Israel. He was a trooper. I mean, I know he messed up with Bathsheba, but go read Psalms 51, the lament, the brokenness, the humility after, coming to God and God confronting him about his failure. A couple more and then we'll get out of here. Esther, Daniel, those 3 Hebrew boys, Elijah, Elisha, Job, disciples. There's so many incredible people in the Bible that were troopers. And every one of them that we talk about, Esther they were building a gallows to hang her. All the Jews were going to be killed. And so then she went out and went to the king, and she could have been killed herself. She said, well, if I perish, I perish. We'll look at it tomorrow. To stand for the people of God. Daniel in the lion's den for praying. He wouldn't stop praying. He was a trooper. He said, I don't care what you say. I don't care what rules you make. I'm going to pray. The 3 Hebrew boys, same king, same era, built this big golden idol, and they wouldn't worship. Sorry, we're not worshiping this. We're not doing it. They wouldn't bow down. They were troopers. Elijah, facing the prophets of Baal, Jezebel. I mean, there's so many times he just pushed through anyway, and God did great miracles. Job, we know Job's story. His own wife said, dude, just curse God and die. This is too much. But he was a trooper. He said, no, I'm not. I'm not doing it. He said, man, even if God slays me, we'll read it tomorrow. And then the disciples. Did you know, I don't know if you ever read the history of the disciples. It's not hard to find. You can read it. Every one of them, 11 of them. John on the Isle of Patmos was not martyred. In a sense he died in a prison island. And then you bring Paul into the picture. He was also martyred. 12 of those guys brutally murdered for their Christian faith. And they didn't give up or quit or turn back. They were incredible troopers. I want you to think this week about your own life and ask yourself, am I a trooper? And it's not about your own glory or your own ability, but it is trusting God and his grace to take you through the most difficult times, and you still shine for God, and you still do great things for his kingdom, and you still continue to say, I'm not giving up or giving in or going back. I got a call in my life. I got a purpose, and I'm not going to be just an average religious Joe, but I'm going to be somebody who stands up. Remember, when those 3 Hebrew boys stood up and said, I'm not going to bow, everybody else in Israel was already on their knees bowing to this golden idol, afraid for their life. And we're going to talk about that because the value of life changes when you become a trooper. Okay, that's it. Now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do my closing, as you know, but I'd like to come back and see if you got any comments. So if you got something to say, now's the time to do it, and we'll get out of here in just a few seconds. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Vital Axiom, which stands for crucial truth, or crucially important eternal truth, because we use the Word of God as the foundation for our conversation every single day right here on the broadcast. Now, I want to close by saying thank you. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being a part of our Vital Axiom family. Thanks for participating in these crucially important eternal conversations. And now to the overhead cam. There it is. You can see my camo shirt. I see Eric got in. Good morning, Eric. Today is Ann's birthday. Love you, buddy. God bless you. Anybody else got anything to say? Rose said good morning. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. Hey, there's my cuz, Elaine. How you doing, Elaine? Good to see you in there. I see a bunch of people, but they're not commenting, which is cool. There's no comment rule. Deborah says, great message. Thank you, Deborah. Bless you. There's my buddy Herb. What's up, buddy? This is your last chance. Thank you so much, Herb. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Out of here, kids.